Hi everybody, this is Anne. Once upon a time, I stepped out of the clay world to see which other craftspeople could take up the elusive challenge to create simple and elegant bowls. My journey led me to the land of the woodworkers, specifically Restoration DIY, who used his lathe like a pottery wheel to make this gorgeous pattern bowl. I'm back in the clay world and am challenging myself to see if I can figure out an elegant way to make a similar bowl to the one I saw made out of wood. First, I needed a pattern. I started with a thin piece of packing paper. I had this round plastic lid that was a perfect size for the bowl I wanted to make, so I traced around it. I then cut out the circle and folded the circle in half 2 times. I marked each of the 4 intersecting points. I then used the straight edge to connect each point to form this square. Next, I folded the circle again in half, but this time so the top line of the square folded on top of the bottom line of the square, like this. Once I got that fold, I folded the paper one more time. When I opened it up, I again marked the points around the circle with a pen. Again, I used the straight edge to connect those lines so they formed a second square. Knowing that I'll be rolling my clay a 1/4 inch thick, the width of this ruler, I used the ruler to measure along each line I created on my pattern. The next step is to make sure the clay is prepared. Using 2 clays can be tricky, as one clay may shrink at different percentages. To reduce that risk, I created a hybrid clay, mixing the red clay with the white clay. The red clay has such a strong color that you can see the hybrid is still almost as dark as the original clay. To begin, I rolled out a white slab between my 1/4 inch thick rulers. For this project, the clay should be a little on the stiffer side than fresh out of the bag. I laid the pattern on top of the clay. I'm going to work one square at a time. For this first square, I'm carefully marking that inner line. I decided to use a 90-degree ruler to make sure my lines match up. With a sharp putty knife, I carefully marked each line like this. I made sure the square was as perfect as I could get it. I made sure to number each side, and this will make it easier to reassemble. Next, I rolled out a 1/4 inch slab of the red hybrid clay. I want to cut out 1/4 inch strips from the slab, so first I used the 90-degree ruler to create my straight edges on the bottom and the side of the slab. I marked a 1/4 inch strip from the bottom straight edge. I wanted to use something more precise to cut it out with than just a needle tool. Xiem found this long, sharp paint shield which worked great. I placed it at a 90-degree angle and then made the cut. I repeated this process for 8 strips of the red clay. Now back to the white clay. I used that paint shield to cut around the marked square on the slab. The clay stuck a little bit to the shield, so I was careful when taking it back out. When all the lines were cut, I pulled away the sides. I then used my scoring tool to score around the entire square. I then placed the square on top of a piece of plastic wrap where I'll do the construction. To start, I placed the first red strip to one side. I scored the edge, wet one of the sides, and pushed the edges together to join them. Note that the red strips overlap along the edge. I repeated this same process for the strip on the other side of the square. For the third and fourth sides, I cut the strips to fit inside the top and bottom edges, then connected those in place, making sure to get a nice seal, but not distort the clay. I need to extend those strips beyond the square edges, so I cut the leftovers from those strips and connected them like this. Now you should have a nice tic-tac-toe looking thing on the plastic. Now I'll reconnect each side. I had each side marked so it was easy to reassemble using the score and slip method like before. Now I replace the template to the clay, making sure to line up the lines along the clay as perfectly as I can. This time when I marked the lines, I marked both sides of the 1/4 inch strips around the square. I ended up with a pattern that looked like this. Again, I used the paint shield to cut through each of the marks. An extra pair of hands comes in handy when removing the blade. I carefully lifted away each of the sides. Then I removed those 1/4 inch strips. Like before, I scored around the entire square. Then I scored and slipped the remaining 1/4 inch strips and connected them around the square. I had to cut the last strip flush with the square to attach that last piece. Once they were all attached, I cut off the tails as cleanly as I could. Now that I have this cool square made, I could score and slip the sides back into place, making sure that all the red lines matched up. I tried to keep my fingers off the clay as much as possible, but I still got the red clay in several places. But that's no problem, I can clean it up later when it's bone dry. For this next step, I placed a piece of clean plastic wrap over the top to further minimize smudging. I took my time positioning the plastic lid over the design, and when it was as close to perfect as I could get, I pushed it down over the plastic to cut it out. Now with the wrapping over the top, I can use my finger to work the clay seams together, making sure they're connected. I removed all the excess clay from around the sides. And then I turned over the circle and worked those seams together. Now it's time to form the bowl. A styrofoam half circle works great to slump a 6-inch circle. I picked up the edges of the plastic and set the clay down inside the mold. Using the flat sides of my fingers, I pushed the clay all the way down to the bottom of the styrofoam and rounded the bottom and the sides. When I lifted the clay back out, I had this cool bowl. Now I could leave it like this, but I decided to throw a little foot to attach to the bottom, like that. I like that foot so much that I threw a red foot for this bowl and even attached a rim to get this look. Now here's the bisque-fired piece. What do you think? It's not as intricate a design as my fellow woodworker, but I'm very pleased with it. Can you think of any other ways to go about creating a similar look? I'd love to hear your ideas in the comments section below. If you liked our video, please like, share, and subscribe. We would also like to thank the newest members of our Little Street Pottery Research Facility team for supporting us through Buy Me a Coffee and the Super Thanks. If you'd like to join the team, check out the links in the description below. See you next time in the studio.